A ton of Smith family secrets are being revealed, but have these A-listers been secretly trying to warn us about them all along? Welcome to Beyond the Screen, I'm Nate, and these are the top 10 celebrities who tried to warn us about the Smith family. Number 10. Gabrielle Union. Gabrielle and the Smiths have collided several times on the red carpet as their careers tended to be linked together from time to time. Gabrielle had established herself as a dramatic and comedic actor for a long time, but eventually moved into the world of action thrillers in her film Break-In. In the early years of her career, she would bump into Will and Jada a lot thanks to Will being a heavyweight in the comedy world. However, when they were together, there was just an awkward vibe. Apparently, the couple did not speak to Gabrielle for 17 years of interaction, and she couldn't figure out why. She claimed there was just always some kind of a tension between them every time they would see each other. A few years ago, Jada reached out to her to clear things up, and the conversation ended with them agreeing that they were all just divas at the time with diva mentalities and no one should be at fault. Jada invited Union onto Red Table Talk, which is now cancelled, and said that she needed to apologize for her behavior, claiming that she was in a terrible place and is in a much better one now. Union later appeared on Today and shared that they were both insecure and that's what caused the rift, but it's mighty convenient that she was ready to talk once she had a platform to record and release this conversation onto. Oh yeah, make up with a celebrity and make money online before you get shut down. Awesome. Number 9. Vivica A. Fox. For those of you who may not remember, Vivica actually starred opposite of Will Smith in the film Independence Day as his wife. Fox made her opinion on the Smith family public when Will did his thing at the Oscars ceremony in 2022. She claimed that Will deserved a second chance while bashing Jada's comments on the situation. During an appearance on the Wendy Williams show, Fox tearfully reacted to Jada's Red Table Talk remarks about moving forward after the incident. Jada basically just wanted to put the whole thing in the past and believed that there were overreactions on both sides. Vivica was Will's co-star in Independence Day, but she also worked with Jada on the film Set It Off in the same year, so she was more than familiar with their day-to-day lives. Jada commented following the show that she had no part in what happened and felt awful, thinking the entire thing at the Oscars was a skit. Right. Number 8. Chris Rock. Chris Rock has felt firsthand, literally, the power behind Will Smith's palm, but following the Oscars incident, he was able to clap back in his own way. Chris delivered the first ever live stand-up special on Netflix earlier this year. Chris Rock's Selective Outrage was a title made in reference to Will Smith. His special was filled with a lot of jokes, but he closed out the night with a little bit of a roast of Will and Jada. He started by saying that he had nothing to do with the slap and that Will had selective outrage. Chris didn't have any entanglements or anything like that. He didn't cheat on anybody, so why was Will so mad at him? He then repeatedly called Will Smith the B word and then moved on to Jada. He said that he was shocked when she attempted to have him removed as the host of the Oscars in 2016 during the whole Oscars So White controversy. The roasts were devastating, and if there is anything to take away from the night is that the Smiths suck. And that Chris Rock knew it. Number 7. Leah Remini. For those who don't know, Jada is a woman of science. Now I can't talk about what that means, but if you ever Google L. Ron Hubbard and science, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Leah Remini, who you may know from King of Queens or Old School, is more than just an actor. She's also very outspoken against Will and Jada Smith. The rumors that Will and Jada were big into science was something that Leah mentioned in her book, Troublemaker, Surviving Hollywood, and Weird Science, and brought it up again when speaking to the Daily Beasts in 2017. She claimed to know for certain that Jada was involved for quite some time. Now, she had seen Will once in a blue moon, but she did spot Jada attending several events at the Celebrity Center in Hollywood. When Leah claimed to have this knowledge, Jada clapped back on Twitter, naming all of the houses of worship that she has visited without being a member. A year later, Leah appeared on the Red Table Talk show to hash things out. After the interview, Jada just gushed about how they connected in the interview and claimed that they were two broken little babies inside of them that just were abandoned by their parents as kids and they needed to let out. And yeah, Leah just said that that woman needed help. Number 6. 50 Cent. Jada and her entanglement with August Alsina was news that kinda shocked the world, but not really, when it was revealed on Red Table Talk. For 50 Cent, this was one of the most annoying things he ever had to hear in his entire life. Following the revelation, social media users flocked to Instagram, sharing their opinions and their messages with their friends, including 50 Cent. He contacted Will Smith, who was his buddy, and ended up cursing him out. 50 asked him why Jada said all that stuff on a show for the world to see, adding that she said only she can give permission permission for someone to blow her back out, which I don't know what that means. Like, do you turn a big fan on like in the movies? Will responded with more swearing, and in October of 2021, 50 decided to comment on the marriage again, having the same issue that a ton of people have with this woman. Jada is just picking and choosing her moments to make things happen and revealing information about her book because it stirs the pot. If you watch the interviews where she reveals all of this information, you can actually just see her zoning out and like faking her way through the interaction. I swear every little vein on her head is a secret, all the while she's just manically laughing in her head. 50 posted on his Instagram story asking Jada why she had to share her entire life with the world when it just called her character into question. Number 5. August Alsina. The world was shocked when R&B singer August Alsina came forward to confirm one of the longest standing rumors around Jada and Will's marriage, admitting that he had an affair with Jada Smith in 2015. During an interview, he claimed that he actually sat down with Will Smith and received his blessing due to the nature of their relationship shifting. He insisted that the couple had nothing to be ashamed of and that, hey, he loves the Smith family, man. While Will Smith denied ever giving him a blessing, in fact, he didn't even know that this was a thing until he heard about it from Jada. Jada admitted to the entanglement on Red Table Talk, where she explained to her husband that it was a moment she regretted, all the while referring to the infidelity as an entanglement. It doesn't make any sense. Use the right words, Jada. While many were, of course, confused as to why she would admit this on the internet for millions to see, they also started to wonder if she might have taken advantage of August, because at the time he was only 22 and he had struggled with his health, suffering from an autoimmune condition that left him hospitalized multiple times. Jada even admitted to being his mentor at the time, which, I don't know, it sounds like a pretty weird mentor-mentee relationship if you ask me. That's how many times I've done this. The screen just blacked out and I got it. Number 4. Janet Hubert. Will Smith got his big break in the acting world thanks to his time on the sitcom Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The show followed Will as the titular prince, living with his wealthy family in Bel-Air with cousins, uncles, and of course Aunt Viv. Now in season 1, Aunt Viv was played by a woman named Janet Hubert Witten, but as a lot of people know, she was recasted after a feud with Will Smith went too far. According to Will, Janet viewed him as an antagonist in her life. She had been in the business for so long when Will Smith suddenly popped in there, and she held such a tinge of jealousy towards this guy because he was able to just show up and get a job. She was trying to convince the producers of the show to give her character more screen time and allow her to breathe on camera, but they said no because it wasn't the Aunt Viv show. Nah, she fought back hard, but it was ultimately decided that she would be asked to sit out of the rest of the series and be replaced by Daphne Maxwell Reid. Her hatred for Will and his family has always been well known, with her constant gripe being that one man should not have this much power, especially in a Hollywood setting. Will has moved on from his Fresh Prince days, but Janet will never forget the pain that this man caused her. Number 3. Stacey Dash. Stacey started her career just like Will Smith, in a little project in the 90s, but for Will it was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Stacey it was the movie Clueless. But as Will got into movies, Stacey made her move out of film and into politics. When Will and Jada announced that they were boycotting the Oscars in 2016, Dash was front and center in the crowd of confused individuals. Stacey went on air to share her views, which kinda made sense, which was that the issue Jada and Will had with that year, for those who don't remember, was that there were no people of color nominated for an Oscar in a majority of the categories. So Will and Jada, along with many other people, announced that they would be boycotting the event. Stacey called Jada's choice questionable, as the real issue wasn't that there were no nominees, but that Hollywood had given so few people of color the opportunity to perform in leading roles that year. Now, as the years have gone by, more and more opportunities have arisen, and as we all know, Will Smith eventually won an Oscar in a very scary night. It's a real Cinderella story, and I'll get this man a glass slipper and put a little dress on him. I don't know. We'll talk about that some other time. To summarize, Jada Smith bad, and she is no longer allowed at the Oscars. Number 2. Will Smith. According to fans, Will Smith has been secretly trying to tell us his marriage to Jada was in shambles for years. TikTok users and hardcore Jada fans flooded the platform with so-called proof that Will was trying to tell us something. The first clip that was submitted as evidence was Will and Jada's Red Table Talk interaction, in which she admitted to the entanglement with August Alsina and simultaneously admitted admitted to a little separation between herself and Will. In the conversation, she literally says that herself and Will had basically broken up, but instead of just outright admitting that information right then and there, she just decided to hold on to it for when she needed to get a book released. Many Jada fans have commented on these resurfaced clips saying that Will looks drained, clearly dealing with a ton mentally and physically. When he has appeared in public outside of the realm of TV, he just always seemed down in the dumps, like something outside of his control was destroying him, and turns out it was Jada. Number 1, Jada Pinkett Smith. Now, if it isn't clear already from the years of sharing her private information for profit no matter who it hurts, Jada hates herself and her family hands down. Only someone who truly despises the way that they are would share what Jada has shared. Her love life, her personal life, and now everything down to what she eats for breakfast. If all you do is profit from your own pain, that is sad. Plus, it's no surprise that Jada has shared her juicy little gossip only days before her new book is set to release. A lot of people speculate that her whole life is one big PR stunt. Over the years, she's been in media for a ton of things like boycotting the Oscars, getting fired from her own talk show, or honestly just general nonsense that comes from this woman. Now, why share all this information with the world if there isn't a little part of you that deep inside wants to warn them of your true intentions? And those are the celebrities who have warned us about the Smith family. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like to show your support, leave a comment, and let us know how much you hate the Smith family. Thank you for stopping beyond the screen, and we'll see you next time. Stacey.